feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.
There, the young man who has succeeded once again. Mike, you had to go as far as the 6th round, farther than you have been before as a professional. Were there some moments of frustration during the fight for you?
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
And the way they had to plan in their mind to beat me is jab, hot shot, grab me. But it's 10 rounds. Eventually, I'm going to catch you.
November 1985, Mike Tyson versus Eddie Richardson. From the very beginning of the fight, it became clear that it wouldn't last long. Richardson held his hands low and tried to keep Tyson at a sluggish jab. As soon as he managed to hit his third blow, Tyson shot a long right to the head at the jump. It was not noticeable that Richardson was greatly shocked by the blow. After sitting a little on the floor, Eddie decided to get up. Tyson immediately tried to finish off his opponent. Nevertheless, Richardson tried his best to hang on to the end of the round and not let himself get hit.
I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve nouns. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
That's the motto not too long ago, and a lot of people thought you might not come down here and fight. You were forward to saying that Tyson would have wanted it that way.
Almost definitely, even though he didn't took the model, fear and he did 13, I'm more like business orientated. And I know not to let anything get involved in business. You know, things happen, we'll have disappointments, but we can't let these things stop our lives. We have to go on.
January 1986, Mike Tyson versus Mike Jamison.
Check this out. Fight does it. The level is a little trick.
He usually has been and knows that.
After the next clinch, Joe Cortez made another comment to Jamison. Hardly having received the command to continue, Tyson attacked the opponent with his most powerful 9-strike combination. Tyson's tired namesake could not endure such pressure and fell to the floor. However, he quickly got up and was eager to continue the fight. Having a 4-shot combination on the body with a transfer to the head, Tyson forced his opponent to fall on his knee. Jamison got up once again and wanted to continue. However, Joe Cortez decided it would be better for him to stop the fight.
Unlikely, I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see.
In Atlantic City, in the
And I ain't
5th
playing
round,
games,
Mike
I
Tyson
create my own
finally got
lane,
stretched
making pleasure out of pain.
Like I told you, I could go to this
Turning
round with no
losses into
problem.
gains,
Even
I'm
with
the
the
boss, I'm
handicap,
making
I never
change,
put
I've
the
been
excuse
rocking
that I
this
had bronchitis
exchange,
or anything. But I never was
popping off and
feeling
risking
negative
things,
about
gonna
going
make a
12, 15
name, I just
rounds.
wanna be
17-0,
famous.
Marciano started his
Well, I don't want
illustrious
that
career
shit
going
fame, no, I'm
16-0.
not that
Does that
vain,
mean
I just
something to
wanna
you? You're a
be
history buff in this
greatness.
game.
Well, really, it doesn't mean anything because he started the record and he's the king. You can't take nothing away from him. You can't take anything away from somebody that originated something.
What's new about Mike Tyson? As Mike Jamison comes over, he put up quite a fight tonight.
June 1986, Mike Tyson versus Reggie Gross. From the very beginning of the fight, it was obvious that Reggie Gross was afraid of Tyson. He hit with a jab and immediately jumped back.
Yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss off, forget it.
At
I'll
one
take
point,
a
Reggie
bad
suddenly
loss just
exploded
to learn
forward
all
and
that's
held a
in it. I'm
15
taking
strike
snapshots,
combination.
learning how to
He even
fall and
managed to
get it.
hook his
I'm getting
opponent with an
back up.
uppercut
Always stand
exactly
tall,
on the
I'm
jaw.
sweating, I never
But
back
Mike Tyson
up. I don't
waited for
miss
the
a
right
thing, won't
moment,
regret it.
and a
I'm always
hail of
learning.
blows
You could call
hit
me
his crown
academic.
blow
I'm
from the
always
left
working,
side
never
and sent
been
Gross to the
apathetic.
ring
That
floor.
energy is
The
like a poison,
audience
needs a
roared
man,
with
a
delight.
septic.
Mike Tyson versus Lorenzo Boyd. The fight took place on July 11, 1986 in Swan Lake, New York. This fight was one of a series of fights that Tyson held in the summer of 1986, already on the outskirts of a battle for the championship title. Boyd, a normal, average boxer, could not mount a serious resistance, and as a result, was knocked out in the second round. Entering close range, Boyd tries to break through Tyson's defense, but to no avail. Mike himself, having waited a moment, inflicted a powerful right uppercut, but the overshot missed. Tyson calmly walks up to him again and hits him with his crown right hook into Boyd's core, and then followed with a right uppercut. Lorenzo falls to the ring floor.
No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic. You can't stop it, it's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Go!
Is he the hardest hitter you've ever been in with? I call the Terry Anderson, and they consider him a big bang. But, you know, but
In your opinion, can this man, Mike Tyson, beat any heavyweight in the world right now?
Mike Tyson versus Ricardo Spain. The fourth fight in Mike Tyson's career took place on June 20th, 1985 at Resorts International, Atlantic City, New Jersey. After a series of 12 unanswered strikes by Tyson, Spain tried to mount a comeback with a clinch. In an instant, Mike hits with a left hook, sending Spain to the deck. Leaning on the ropes, Ricardo rose at the count of 8. As soon as the referee gave the command to continue the fight, both boxers went on the attack. Both missed their targets, but Mike Tyson was faster and immediately landed a left hook to Spain's jaw. Ricardo's knees bent, which saved him from 2 more blows, but the referee stopped the bout.
Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim.
In July 1986, Mike met with Marvis Frazier, the son of the famous heavyweight champion Joe Frazier. The son of the great Joe was far from being as strong as his father, who was his coach and manager. What Joe was counting on by matching Marvis against Tyson is not entirely clear. But when watching the battle, it seems that the young Frazier was hit by a truck. At the beginning of the first round, Mike cornered the opponent and hit him with a right uppercut. Frazier was shocked. Tyson immediately carried out a series of strong blows. His enemy fell. The referee started the countdown, but seeing that Frazier was lying insensibly, he stopped counting. It was a hard knockout. Frazier came to his senses in a few minutes. Tyson took only 30 seconds to knock out Frazier. This fight was the shortest in the professional career of Iron Mike.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Blood bloody and stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
I trained real hard.
Change,
My
look of
trainer
a
came
pain,
Rooney,
pulling
who
them
I owe a
out,
great
pushing
deal
the
to.
train.
And I
I never
came out, I
stop,
was
stick to a
confident.
lane.
I came
Pick
out,
up the
I knew
pieces
the
and
fight.
go
I thought
rearrange.
I was going to stop him in the
I'll
first
be the
round.
best above all the rest, put
Did
me
you
to
know
the
from watching
testing.
tapes of him that you
Expect
could hit him
nothing
with the
less, you check
uppercut?
cause I'm
No,
chess,
that's
it's happening
my
next.
favorite
He
part.
got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just hold an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon.
Mike Tyson
11-11 is time
versus
for
Michael
progression.
Johnson.
You could try to play it, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the
Mike's
other way,
eighth
what
fight,
I'm
which
doing
took place on September
easy.
5th,
Bloody and
1985.
stained from
The fight,
people
like most of
who
young
deceive
Tyson's
me.
bouts,
Bloody
did
hands
not
break
last
through
long.
the chains,
Only
go free
39
me.
seconds.
People like sheep move feet, heard it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheme.
After the first exchange of blows and a powerful left hook to the liver, Johnson was knocked down to the floor of the ring. The referee counted and gave the command to continue. The fight quickly began again, and Tyson hit Johnson with a powerful
A
right
strong
cross,
will,
knocking
strong
him out.
mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me.
The right hand after that, you're going to wait for the decision. Went right out.
Not at all. My style, you make your own opening. Time things, everything's set up. And I think he went down the first time, I knew he was going to hit him. And that's how he planned. He's a pro fighter. I'm a master of pinpoint. My shots are so accurate, so precise. Not the egotistic, but when they land, they're so precise. I can't help you. You have to go down. Because it's a low right.
Any heavyweight was going to go down from that right hand the way you hit him.
I believe so also. And I like to thank my manager right here, Jim Jacobs.
Mike Tyson versus Robert Collang. The 10th fight in Mike Tyson's career took place on October 25th, 1985, at the Atlantis Hotel, Atlantic City, New Jersey. The scheduled 8-round match began quickly and ended just as quickly, all in the style of the young Mike Tyson. In the first round, Tyson crushed his power opponent in just 37 seconds, taking him down with a powerful left hook.
Not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain.
Mike Tyson versus David Jaco. The 16th fight in Mike Tyson's career took place on January 11th, 1986, at the Plaza Convention Center, Albany, New York. Each time Tyson tried to develop a new attack, Jaco would resort to a clinch, apparently hoping to tire him. After one of these combinations, a strike landed on David's head, and he found himself knocked down into the corner of the ring. The blow was not too strong, and David found the strength to rise. Tyson, as in previous battles, immediately rushed to finish off his opponent. Moving like a pendulum in front of his discouraged rival, he throws out another left side strike and again puts David on the floor of the ring. Having missed a monstrous left hook, he immediately strikes with a right hook to Jaco's head. David is back on the floor. The referee had no choice but to stop the fight due to the 3 knockdown rule.
And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss on, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn
Mike
all that's
Tyson
in it. I'm
versus
taking
William
snapshots,
Jose.
learning how to fall and
After
get
two
it. I'm
10-round
getting back
battles
up,
against
always
James
stand
Tillis
tall,
and Mitch
sweating,
Brady,
I never back
Tyson
up. I
denied
don't
any
miss a thing,
skepticism that he
regret it.
lacked
I'm always
stamina.
learning. You
True,
could call me
it's worth noting that
academic,
Hosea
I'm
was
always
just
working,
scared
never
and
been
quickly got knocked
apathetic.
out.
That
But
energy
this
is
does
like
not
a poison,
detract
needs
from
a
the
man,
effectiveness of
aseptic.
Tyson's punches. After a clinch, Mike catches William on an oncoming right cross and tries to develop an attack by embarking on a powerful series. Most of the blows glanced, but from the sheer number and the heavy pace, Hosea falls to the floor of the ring. He clearly was not eager to continue the fight and deliberately did not rise before the count at 10. The referee stopped the fight. On August 1986, Mike Tyson versus Jose Revolta. Revolta was the first heavyweight boxer who walked the entire distance with Iron Mike. Round 10. After clinching in the middle of the ring, the boxers made a small exchange with powerful punches. The audience cheers for Revolta and chants, "Jose, Jose." Mike clearly doesn't like this and goes on the attack with a powerful right hook to the head. He misses and immediately adds a left to the jaw. Revolta falls back onto the canvas. He stands up and intends to continue the fight. Tyson immediately pounces on his opponent with a series of blows to the head. All 5 blows land exactly on target. The referee thought it was time to intervene and stop the fight.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mike. This guy was a tougher nut to crack than you thought, I bet.
Fair enough. He had his mind concentrated. He was going to fight. He did well in the commencement.
What made him so tough? The fact that he fought back, unlike the other fighters who's taken you this far?
Most definitely, he fought back and he had idea in his mind. He wasn't going to get knocked out. But as you noticed, he was knocked down, but wasn't knocked out. But he had his mind conscious of that.
Well, why, if you knocked him down the 2nd round, the 8th round, why couldn't you finish him?
Well, he was hurt pretty bad, and those are the breaks. I couldn't finish him.
Were you disappointed? I know that Kevin Rooney, your trainer, was saying after about the 5th or 6th round, he's saying you're stinking out the joint.
Well, he was true. He was telling me that to motivate me. And like I say, these things happen to everybody.
Mike Tyson versus Alfonso Ratliff. The fight against Alfonso was the last for Mike before the fight for the champion title with Trevor Berbick. Tyson quickly figured out his rival, demonstrating the brilliant technique that distinguished him in his early years in the professional ring. After waiting a moment, Mike dodges to the left and throws a powerful left hook into Ratliff's jaw. Alfonso falls onto the ring floor. Climbing to his knee, he waits until the referee counts to 9 and gets up. Mike Tyson rushes to finish and shoots a series of 8 hits. Ratliff finds some relief in a clinch. After the referee breaks the clinch, Tyson begins beating Ratliff near the ropes. Mike Tyson versus Trevor Berbick. The truly historic fight was dubbed by advertisers as Doomsday. It was attended by about 8,800 people, including movie stars and numerous celebrities. At 20 years, 4 months, and 22 days, Mike Tyson, with this victory, became the youngest world champion in the history of boxing, surpassing Floyd Patterson. It was not just a duel, it was a total destruction of Trevor Berbick.
Mike Tyson, 20 years old, a heavyweight champion. How does it feel to be wearing this belt?
Well, it's the moment I waited for all my life since I started the game of boxing. And as everyone said, that Berbick didn't have a chance. Berbick was very strong, very strong, very strong. I was never expecting him to be strong like that. I knew he was strong, but I didn't expect him to be as strong as me. He was very strong. But I was calm, and I was timing my punch. Every punch I do, I do a bad extension in a vital area. I was coming to destroy and win the heavyweight championship of the world, which I done. And I like to dedicate my fight to my great guardian, Customato. I'm sure he's up there, he's looking, and he's talking to all the great fighters saying his boy did it. He's smiling, that's right.
Mike Tyson versus Pinklin Thomas. The battle took place on May 31st, 1987. At this point, Mike was the owner of the WBA and WBC belts. Thomas approached this match with a good track record of a series of 3 victories in a row and was considered a serious test for the 20-year-old Tyson. And at the beginning of the match, it seemed so. Thomas managed to cope with the pressure of Iron Mike for 5 rounds. However, in the 6th, 3-minute period, Tyson carried out a series of powerful uppercuts and hooks from both hands, some of which landed right on his opponent's jaw. Thomas stumbled, and then after another left hook, crumpled into the canvas. He did not have time to get up before the end of the count, and the referee stopped the match. It's worth saying that before this fight with Mike Tyson, Thomas had never been knocked down.
Mike, until the end, that was tougher than it was supposed to be. Was it tougher than you thought it would be?
It's my pleasure to give you a shot at the title. You deserve it.
Let me start again. It looked like it was much tougher than it was supposed to be up until the end.
Of course, but I saw something in the previous fights when he get tired. And I said, if I knock him out early and retire, he won't have no defense, he'll be spectacular. And I know he would retire somewhere around the 7th round. That's all last fight. He was gasping for a little air.
You said before the previous round that you thought he was getting tired.
He was getting tired.
But he seemed to establish his jab pretty well and frustrate you quite a bit while you were trying to box with him in those rounds.
But as you know, I was getting my jab off too. And as you know, he has a great jab, like everyone knows. And he's a great fighter. And I feel I'm the best fighter in the world, because I think the best fighter in the world, everybody gave him the regard.
You feel he was the second best heavyweight out there?
Absolutely. Now I think this.
October 1987, Mike Tyson versus Tyrell Biggs. Only 2 months prior to his match with Biggs, Tyson had defeated Tony Tucker by unanimous decision to unify all 3 major heavyweight championships and become the undisputed heavyweight champion. Though many had hoped this would lead to a match with heavyweight champion Michael Spinks, Spinks remained reluctant to face Tyson. As such, Tyson instead chose to face one of his mandatory challengers, 1984 Olympic gold medalist Tyrell Biggs, who was undefeated since turning pro.
Mike, he looked very impressive in the first round, looking like Ali, the way he moved and jabbed. What were your thoughts at that point, and then how did you attack him to stop that?
Well, in my mind, I knew this was 15 rounds, and I was prepared to put the pressure on constantly for 15 rounds. I was having a great time, and I felt good. I was in the best position of my life, and I did what I was supposed to do.
Tell me, what did you think in that first round when he was moving, trying to do an Ali with his left?
I knew when I came to this fight, I was the best fighter in the world, and I man live that can beat me.
What broke him down? Was it just
constantly body punches? When I was hitting him with body punches, and I heard him actually he was crying in there, making women gestures like I can't find it, but I knew that he was breaking down soon.
You're saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him?
Yes.
When did that happen?
And perhaps the 4th round on.
So that you knew you had him by that time?
Absolutely, but I knew he was tough in there taking those punches.
Mike Tyson versus Tony Tubbs. The battle took place in the spring of March 1988. In this fight, Mike defended his title of absolute world champion in the heavyweight category. The fight did not last long, ending in the 2nd round with just one, but very powerful left hook. After such a devastating blow, Tubbs could not even rise when the judge counted to 10.
All right, Mike Tyson, it seemed that Tony Tubbs went right at you and tested you, and you were a little bit too strong for him, but he was effective until you hurt him.
Well, he was effective because I planned it that way. I was looking for the opening, but I planned for him to run, and then when I saw he became such an easy target to hit, I was just planning and planning. And he had his hands up very high, and I was surprised that he had his hands up so high. And so I started hitting to the body and bringing it up in the middle. And then as soon as he put his hands out, I saw his eyes, and I aimed right for his eyes.
He said that nobody had ever gone to your body before and he wanted to try you there. He did hit you a few blows there. Did he hurt you at all, distract you even?
Not at all. My mission is to go and destroy and not to let anything get involved. You get punched, you get hurt. I refuse to be hurt, knocked down, and knocked out. I can't lose. I refuse to lose.
Mike Tyson versus Larry Holmes. In the middle of the 4th round, Mike throws a powerful combination to the head. Knockdown. Larry gets up to the count of 10 and continues the fight. Mike Tyson lashes out at him with the traditional fury. Larry Holmes is unable to contend with this and falls again. Holmes rises at the count of 4 and again intends to continue the fight. Mike Tyson pushes Holmes back to the ropes and starts the beating again. June 1988, Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. This bout represented a contrast of styles, with Tyson's speed and devastating power up against the unorthodox style of Spinks, who rarely looks impressive but has always found a way to win. Larry Holmes, the only man to have faced both fighters, predicted a Tyson win by knockout in 2 to 3 rounds.
To me that when he was hurt, his instinct as a champion, instead of covering up and running, was to fight back, and that's why you finished him.
From what I know of human nature, there's only 2 things that he was capable of doing. Either running or stinking it out, or come out and fighting. I knew either he was scared and come out fighting, and that's what I thought. Maybe he was a little jittery, so he came out fighting, giving it his best, hoping for a knockout or a cut or something, because he was fighting very furiously, as you noticed.
Mike didn't give him a chance to do anything else. After the first knockdown, he got right on him and worked the body and come after the head again. That's what knocked him out.
All right, what happened? What was all the delay about before? You think Michael just didn't want this to get here this quick?
I think he was trying to scrutinize with my brain and make me wait it out. But, you know, I was getting upset. I wanted to go. I'm the kind of guy who want to fight. Let's give me a fight. I don't care who comes in first. We come in both at the same time. That's what we planned. I said, we come out together. So, my main objective was to go out there. Like I said, my trainer told me the whole first is better on 1 round. Now I come back to collect my money and he said he was joking. He didn't make the bet. That was a good payday.
Mike Tyson versus Frank Bruno. The time of this fight just coincided with a difficult period in the personal life and career of Iron Mike. As for personal difficulties, he was in the process of divorcing his wife, and in his career, litigation with promoters. Tyson had very little time to prepare for the upcoming battle, only a couple weeks of full training. From the very first seconds of the battle, Mike carried out an effective attack, after which Bruno was on the canvas. It was a knockdown. Bruno managed to recover and continue the fight, sometimes showing good boxing. It all ended in the 5th round when Tyson struck a series of punches, from which Bruno was thrown to the ropes. It was there that Mike began to continuously beat him, and it stopped only when Bruno's team threw in the towel.
Mike, another one now on your belt, another notch. Is this harder than you anticipated?
No, I knew. The way he was talking, he was hyped. He was ready to go. And I knew I was the best fighter in the world. And I wasn't worried about
20
it.
seconds into the fight, though, you've got him on the canvas. Do you think what's going on here, it's all over?
No, I knew he wasn't hurt. Thank you. I knew he wasn't hurt as bad as everybody thought him was, but I didn't know what power it got.
What did you hit him with?
I think it was the right hand, somewhat grazing.
Yeah, and then you hit him on top of the head and he went down. Were you then surprised that he came back and he seemed to hit you with a pretty good left in that round?
He got up. He met in. I said, oh, man.
Memories of both versus Smith came to my mind. A guy who hugged you for 12 rounds.
No, I knew he wasn't about the other 12 rounds, because he was trying to push his seriousness out here. And I'm just convinced, you know, these fellas, I had them challenge me with this somewhat similar skills. They're just as good as dead.
Mike Tyson versus Carl Williams. This fight only lasted 93 seconds, and it also became Tyson's second fastest title fight. In the middle of the first round, Williams tries to hit Tyson with a left jab. Tyson parried and hit Williams with a left hook, which threw Williams back to the rope. Although Williams was able to get to his feet and seemed ready to continue the fight, it was stopped by the referee.
From your point of view, did you see him really dazed?
Well, no, I noticed my trainers were telling me they're slipping and hooking. So we slip, because usually I come in that slip, and I get in there, and that's the hardest part, getting in there, and I never threw the punch. And so they're practicing, I slip through in there, instantaneously, bing, throw the punch. And I did, and I was successful.
What? Were you surprised that he stayed on top of you as much as he did, that he didn't try to move?
Oh, I loved it. I just knew it took it just for a matter of time. I loved it.
So you knew that as soon as he was doing that you were going to get a clean shot sooner or later.
Exactly. And my punches were accurate and pinpoint. And I knew eventually I was going to get him.
He has a reputation for getting hit with left hooks. Were you looking for that opening?
No, I was very confident. I wanted to hit him with a good right hand. Believe my right hand is my favorite punch, but I never catch anyone with it. It's my best punch. I always hit guys with left hook.
Mike Tyson versus Alex Stewart. As soon as the fight started, Tyson went on the attack and made an excellent combination, after which Stewart fell to the canvas.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks.
After another clinch, Tyson misses with a long right swing, but immediately adds a short and precise left hook to the head. The opponent falls under the ropes.
You appear to be in sensational condition. You feel considerably differently now than was the case 10 months ago in Tokyo.
My mind is more prepared. That's what basically the whole standpoint came down to being prepared mentally.
How does your situation compare now to what most people would regard as the peak of your career when you knocked sticks out here in 91 seconds?
Well, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like it was the same shit of night tonight because there's things that I know that I did that was a mistake. So, you know what I mean? A good fight and I'm in good shape. And I just like to thank all my fans on ATO that supported me. I just like to say this is my last fight on ATO. It's because ATO, they think that you'd rather see Holyfield than me. Thank you for supporting me. I love you all.
Mike, one final question. How important at this moment is becoming arbitration with regard to the WBC championship and the possible WBC title fight with Ruddock?
Well, it really don't matter as long as I can fight for the title. I love to fight Ruddock. I want to show everybody he's not the baddest man in the world like one says he is.
Mike Tyson versus Donovan Ruddock. This was a very interesting and revealing battle. Ruddock was a hefty Canadian who, of course, was afraid of Tyson, but not to the point that he would immediately fall like Henry Tillman or Alex Stewart. The fight proceeded in a bitter struggle, with some advantage on Tyson's side.
I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through, I've never got anyone's help. I can do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
In the 7th round, he hit Ruddock's jaw with a left hook. Ruddock staggered and leaned on the ropes. Mike Tyson rushed in to finish off the opponent, but the referee, Richard Steele, suddenly stopped the bout, calling a TKO. The decision was very controversial. After the battle stopped in the ring, a brawl began. After the intervention of the security guard, the fight was stopped.
Well, you know what I mean? I can't control the referee's decision because he's being more objective than I am because he's not involved. But I would love to hurt him and finish him and put him out.
How was he punching? Was it hurting you?
He punches like a mule kick. Unbelievable. Excuse my French, please. Oh, my God. I'd like to say one thing. I'd like to say congratulations to Sheila Holloway and my newborn nephew, Michael Paris Holloway. Thank you to my the model.
Let's take a look.
Let's
take a look at the model. Let's take a look at now what you want. You tell me what you're looking at here. These were your series of punches that got him in trouble. He's in trouble.
I was trying to get him right there. He was hurt pretty bad. I would love to finish. He's at the moment where he's really
one, you're back.
Yes.
Two, Razor Ruddock is one of the top contenders in the
Oh
world.
my God, he punches so hard. Punches so hard. Oh, a couple of times he hurt me, but I refuse to be hurt. I refuse. And when I'm right, my chin is like concrete. No one can stop me.
How about Holyfield? Now this is out of the way. You passed your test. Holyfield next?
I would love to. I would fight anyone. You know what I mean? Because I'm with my promoter, Don King, Farad Muhammad, and Butch Lewis. They put the matches together.
You know, it would not be a bad idea to fight this guy back.
Unbelievable. I would love to have another fight with him. I would love to.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I
August
fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah.
Mike
Please
Tyson
tell me all the
versus
bad,
Peter
the good, fill my head full of every
McNeely. This
single
match
doubt,
marked the
yeah.
return
Please
of
say
Mike
any
Tyson
negative
to
thoughts, I
professional
pump off when I
boxing
hear people
after
say I
over
cannot.
4
I get
years
off to
away
the thought of
due to his
proving everyone wrong, I won't
1991
stop till the
arrest
top, so
and
you better back
subsequent
off and get
conviction for
lost.
rape in
I'ma stay loud, stay
1992,
proud, never
which
running
led
out,
to Tyson
never
serving
heading south.
3
I'll be
years in
spreading out,
prison.
call it word of mouth, can't put me down. I be getting loud, you can never doubt, not what I'm about. Have your fucking cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
The fight lasted only 89 seconds, with Tyson earning an easy victory via disqualification.
This happened so quickly. Can you really gauge what kind of test this was, or was it over so quick that you can't tell?
As you know, as soon as the bell rang, he just came at me. And I ain't had too much time to anticipate anything, so I
They say anything negative, cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah.
planning on countering
Give me
it,
cool,
making
it's
him
a tool
miss the
that I
punch.
use to go ahead and run my fucking mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take blocks, I make shots, I miss locks. I tell you get big box, you get yachts, you swing locks and pop off a big shot.
I didn't hear
I
much,
ain't done
but
chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement?
Mike Tyson
Who's at the
versus
top
Buster
think I'm gonna
Mathis
erase it?
Jr.
Face it.
The battle
I don't
took
give
place
a
in
frick, I
December
don't
of
give up shit, I won't give up
1995.
this.
Mathis held his
Cause I know
defense
that
and
I want
avoided
it, know
Mike's
that I'm
punches
on it, I'll make it, I
well, but this
promise.
did not last long. In the third round, Tyson sent Buster Mathis to the floor with a right uppercut. Mathis did not have time to rise before the count of 10, and the referee called a knockout.
Did you expect him to come straight at you the way he did? Did you expect him to try and crowd you, walk into your foul?
I expect him to do many things. I expect him to move around, run through David Gunn. I expect him to smother me because he's been very successful. But I'm very familiar with this style of fighting. I was raised and I'm accustomed to that style of fighting. I know every move he was making. That's how come when I did a couple of particular moves, he was telling me that I expect him.
March 1996, Mike Tyson versus Frank Bruno II. Bruno, at the time, had been a professional boxer for over 13 years. He was a former European heavyweight champion and had received several shots at the world heavyweight title over the course of his career.
That was a heck of a finish, but are you back?
Well, I still always have room for more improvement because I'm my own worst critic. Praise be to Allah. This title is for my dear mentor, Customato, my children, Mikey, Gina, Raina. Praise be to Allah.
You are one of the great finishers of boxing.
Well, I'm doing well. I'm constantly improving. I like to say one thing to all my people in RYC, everyone, the Islamic service, vice lords, folks, regiments, all the people that was good to me, Mr. Slade and Mr. Finster. God praise be to everybody.
All right, champ, one last question. Bruce Seldon, is he next? Bruce, you want Bruce or anybody?
I'll fight anybody that's all put in front of me, and I still have more to do and have more improvement to do. I wouldn't do my best.
Well, champ, from one guy to the other, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Mike Tyson versus Francois Botha. Botha was a pretty powerful boxer. After 4 rounds, many spectators were surprised. Botha fought Tyson on an equal footing, and some believe that he even had an advantage. However, at the end of the 5th round, Tyson sent his opponent to the canvas with a right cross to the chin. Botha got up for the count of 10, but immediately fell onto the ropes. The referee announced a knockout.
Unlikely, I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me.
Congratulations on this fight. How difficult was this fight for you, and how much rust do you feel you had?
A tremendous amount of rust. But I've been training comic books so damn long. I'm tired of seeing his face. And I was just calling, told my trainer that I'm gonna catch him late. I'm gonna catch him late. Just take it easy. I'm gonna catch him late. So my trainer knew because he been training all day. The other guys, they been killing him, got a little excited.